This video is brought to you by Gemmer.com, place where you can buy, sell, and trade collectibles of all kinds, uniquely for comic book fans and just lovers of pop culture in general. So go check it out, Gemmer.com, and hopefully we'll see you there.
Alright everyone, so with the release of Deadpool in theaters this weekend, we are finally going to be able to break down all of the Easter eggs, references, jokes, and gags from the film. First up here we have Robert Liefeld, who makes his cameo in Weasel's bar early on in the film. Obviously Rob Liefeld is one of the co-creators of Deadpool and does serve in a cameo role in this movie. The second Easter egg that we have in the movie is of course the major Stan Lee cameo, where he serves as a strip club announcer that we see him in a couple different frames in the movie. Third Easter egg in the movie is the X-Men mansion, which is featured in quite a few scenes, and we get a good look at what the current timeline X-Men mansion looks like. Professor X himself also gets referenced, and Deadpool jokes about which one, Patrick Stewart or James McAvoy. Wade Wilson says he was bit by a radioactive Shar-Pei, serving as a wink towards Spider-Man's iconic origin. The next Easter egg deals with the X-Men Origins Deadpool action figure that Wade picks up on his desk in his apartment with Vanessa. Hugh Jackman is featured on a magazine in the film, and he uses it as a mask during the final battle with Ajax. Wolverine is directly referenced during the early parts of the film when Deadpool is on the bridge right before he drops down on Ajax's goons. He makes a joke about a guy that rhymes with Polverine. Green Lantern is referenced in the movie in two parts, the first being when he says, "Don't make the super suit green or animated," and again during his Weapon X Deadpool training. Deadpool in the movie is sported with an Adventure Time watch. Beast is name dropped, saying that he needs to tell Beast to stop shitting on his lawn. The opening credits of the film are a massive joke to all opening credit sequences in which they list off the cast, directors, and all creative talent behind it. This time Deadpool makes a joke about all the stupid people that made his movie. There is a direct reference to Batman and Robin when Deadpool comments saying Blind Al is like the Robin to his Batman. During a car fight early on in the film, Deadpool hits his head on the stereo and the Adam West Batman theme plays very briefly. On the same bridge fight sequence, Nickchezia Road, Fabian Street, and Liefeld Street are all on freeway signs, obviously pointing to the co-creators of Deadpool himself. Negasonic Teenage Warhead references X-Men Apocalypse, saying the mansion blows up every other week. Weasel's bar is called Sister Margaret's, named after a minor character in the X-Men 2099 miniseries. The name Deadpool is derived from Weasel's bar game rather than a betting pool where scientists working on the Weapon X program in his comic book Origins. Voltron Defender of the Universe is a joke that is actually expanded on in the movie, but is also a metaphor for his eventual team up with Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead at the end of the movie, because Deadpool continuously says that it takes three to come together to form one super Megazord. Kitty Pryde is referenced as Colossus's wife when Deadpool hits him on the bridge. The Weapon X lab has a cameo by X-Men mutant Marrow. When guessing Ajax's name, he mentions Scott and Bruce, referencing Cyclops and the Hulk, the latter which will probably never show up in any of the X-Men universe movies. Before coming up with a proper name, he suggests Scaredevil and Captain Deadpool, obviously referencing Daredevil and Captain America in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Before Wade creates his final costume, Deadpool dresses in a white ensemble with goggles, being a nod to Storm Shadow from G.I. Joe. Weasel makes fun of Ajax and Angel Dust for being dressed in tight black, saying they are on the way to a midnight screening of Blade 2, a jab at early superhero films where the characters wore tight-fitting costumes. Before leaving to get Vanessa later on in the film, Weasel tells Wade, "Go get her, Tiger," referencing Mary Jane's famous quote from the Spider-Man universe. Blind Al has many different figures of Deadpool throughout their apartment, which can be seen in the film and in some of the various trailers. Ajax's base during the final fight is a crashed helicarrier, of which we can see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, though the one featured in this film has a slightly different design. Deadpool calls Negasonic Teenage Warhead Ripley when she answers the door at the X-Men mansion, and she says he's old for making fun of the fact that people still complain about the movie more than 20 years later. Negasonic Teenage Warhead is wearing a New Mutants costume during the final battle, battle, a clear reference at the comic book New Mutants. Deadpool recognizes his friend Bob during the final fight, who is Bob, agent of Hydra in the comics, another anti-hero that has teamed up with Wade Wilson in the past. Colossus says that there are only 4 or 5 moments where people get to actually be a hero during their life, and it's actually a meta reference to Reynolds himself and the 4 other comic book roles he's played, which include Blade Trinity, Wolverine Origins, Green Lantern, and R.I.P.D. Deadpool refers to himself as your friendly neighborhood pool guy, a direct Spider-Man reference at the very end of the film. The after-credits scene is a clear reference to the end of Ferris Bueller, and Cable is name-dropped. There is also another after-credits gag where he jokes about Sam Jackson showing up with an eye patch and clad in leather, obviously referencing the various MCU after-credits stingers that have included Sam Jackson talking to the Avengers about something secretive. So those are all of the Easter eggs and references in Deadpool, at least all of the big ones that you need to know about. Let me know what you guys thought down below of Deadpool and of all these various Easter eggs. It was really cool to see this movie, and the amount of jokes and references in the movie were pretty crazy, but it's nothing to be expected given the character's fourth wall breaking nature. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down there to stay up to date on all of our latest content. My name is Nick, and I will see you guys next time.